different shape now. What IFE I'm going to show you right now as per the training material is either being removed or it is already removed by the airline, because the existing IFE system having a display unit for individual, seat electronic boxes, video control center, power electronic boxes, so much of wiring, so much of power consumption, so much of heat developed. Lot of disadvantages are there, and actually airline is burning their pocket by installing this IFE. There is no appreciable gain in the customer, but to remain in the market, they have to install the IFE as earlier. It was a competition to install the IFE. Otherwise, you will lose the customers. You don't, right, by installing the IFE. So they install it and slowly they are just throwing it out. But there is an alternate available. That is because in the current scenario, every passenger is having a smartphones, right? They are carrying with the laptops, so they are carrying with the tablets, so they can use their display devices. Keeping this thing in the mind, what the manufacturer will start doing is they have removed the complete IFE system and they just give you the Wi-Fi signal for the IFE. Only for the IFE, they give you Wi-Fi signal. So they create a local Wi-Fi network in the cabin and they provide you all the entertainment media. So it is a big saving to the airline. It is a kind of maintenance free system. There is hardly any maintenance is required. Only just content loading, uploading. That also become very convenient. I'll show you through the separate material. Okay. Let me quickly go through what is there in the training material for IFE system. So IFE system is containing the wall disconnect box, seat electronic box, passenger control unit, right? And some add-in components are there, which is a multiplexer or video control center, etc. Audio reproducer is there. So wall disconnect boxes and seat electronic boxes, they carry the signal. Wall disconnect boxes, seat electronic boxes, they carry the signal for each and every component where the signal is required. PCU is a power control unit. So this is also carrying the signal, on the seats. Audio signal they are carrying on the seats. So PC allow the passengers to select the channel, adjust the volume, etc. They are located on the seat armrest, so passenger can select. Right. Just a minute. Okay. So this is the seats director, and you have this IFE system from here. This is your IFE system. Right. This is your seats system. So this is basically a main multiplexer or main video control center. The wall disconnect box, seat electronic box, and PCU, passenger control unit. So this is all carrying your signal. And they are provided the power supply from the power control unit. So power is also given to each and every component. So you can understand this information, this and this is on every seat. Seat electronic box, PCU is on every seat. If I reduce this is on every seat. This is on the seat group. Seat group means 3 seats, you will have a one piece SCB. These are depending upon the cabin size, maybe the 2, 3, and 4 in the whole cabin. So you can estimate the number of components required, how much weight is there, how much power consumption is there, right? There are the BTR, means video centers. They produce the video and audio, and then it is distributed to the passengers. This is a model that is a video control center which has VTR connected to the seats director, right? Now there is a 2 type of provisions are available for display of information. One of the provision is on the overhead displays. It means you will not have your individual display. They are installed in the head track and they will retract when they are playing, and then they will extend when they are playing, and they will retract back when the cabin crew don't want to play it during takeoff and landing. So they will install back in the at track area. So again, it is a mechanical unit, wear and tear is there, lot of, and the signal is going through the tapping units. There is again a signal multiplier. So that with the help of the tapping unit, signal will go to them. As far as seats are concerned, seat you will be provided the audio by this network, right? There is a provision of having a camera also, landing camera and takeoff cameras, rear camera, front camera. So passenger can have a view of what is there in the environment outside if airline choose it, and that can be played to the passengers. So that provision was also there. I have seen those things in 380 aircraft. I have seen 777. I have seen 330. I have seen. So they put the camera during takeoff and landing, so passenger can actually see in front of the aircraft. Those things are there. Then passenger visual information was an additional function was available. So they provide the PVIS video also. Some of them are the store videos, some of them the live cameras. They utilize both options. Display units, they are located in the head wrap. You can see like this. So it is not individual, but they are common to everyone. At a certain distance, they will be available. And PVIS, that is a passenger visual information system, will provide you the graphical view of your flight, where you are on the earth, then you come to the continent level, then you come close to the your city area, country area, right? It will provide you the flight information also, at what speed you are flying, what altitude you are flying, what is the time to destination. So passenger are really like this information, that okay, I am seeing the progress of my flight, right? And this is one good information if system is connected through the ATSU. The ground can provide this information to ATSU, and then when you are approaching or you are landing, after that you will have this information for your connecting flight, for your site, for the particular airport terminal area. So they provide the information. If you read it, what it says, connecting flights. So these arriving gate, you are arriving on the gate number 31 at 3:45. Baggage claim is available on conveyor belt Bravo, right? And if you are going onwards to these destinations, then you have these flight numbers available. There is the departure time, and they are going on these gates. So your connecting flight information is readily available to you, right? And then you can estimate to spend more time in the lounge, or to spend more time or in the duty free area or not. Accordingly, you can estimate how much time you will take to reach to your desired gate. Correct? If let's say you are on the 21, so you will not have a time to traveling from here to this place, because you are here right now. You will land on this gate. You got my point, sir? So this is some handy information is available for the passengers in this case. They collect the information from these computers. Whatever the information you saw here, this information is coming from these computers: ADIRS, FMGC, CFDS, ATEMS, cabin management system, etc. So they provide the information, and then it will be displayed to the passengers. This is another model, digital interface unit is there, so that acquire the information from various aircraft systems, that acquire like altitude, speed, time to destination, maintenance, any failure message there, or some other information. ATSU terminal information is coming from the ground through the ATSU, right? So various information is received from these various computers by the DIU, digital interface unit, and then it will be displayed to the passenger here. So it's nice to know. Cabin crew can control whole this operation with the switch, which is provided by service bus. Power is provided by service bus. So they can use master switch, they can switch it off, they can switch it on. Okay. Cabin management system, I have not seen in any airline this cabin management system, but provision is there. Like if you are operating the bigger aircraft, you may have a cabin management system. So cabin crew can be connected with the cockpit, cabin crew can be connected with the ground with the help of ATSU. So this is a cockpit interfaces like this. So you have all this information from the cockpit, right? And this is your cabin management system. If installed, it is optional. So if installed, then this is the cabin management system. So you are connected with the ground to get the required information, maybe the passenger assistance, maybe the medical services, maybe any unruly passenger is there on board aircraft. You want to hand over him to police on the landing. So all sort of things can be done, right? As well as the passenger briefing, sorry, passenger information, passenger briefing, terminal area, all this information they can acquire from the ground and provide to the passengers. That is through cabin management system. So ground connection and the aircraft connections. And finally, they will process the information and they will be given to video control center. So it will be displayed to passengers. Okay. Printer in case anything print or other thing is required, but nowadays it is a kind of obsolete thing. No one need printer, right? So this is something about IFE system. Next is a ESDS. I think I have talked to the ESDS during our communication. Am I right? Electrostatic discharge sensitive devices. Static discharger wicks. We did talk about, right? Static charge is created on the fuselage and then it is going through the static discharger wicks. Something you remember?
Yeah, a little bit, especially on the static wicks and all.
Yeah. So same thing, it is elaborated more here, like what the static charge is. So this static charge can harm your computers. It is like a lightning strike to them. It may give you a small jerk. It may give you a small shock when the static charge is there. You touch them, but if you touch these computers at the pin is basically the electronic components because they are connected with electronic components. So if you touch them, then this charge from your body will go to the ICs or the component level. So those components will either damage or degrade over the period of time. So you have to protect yourself and you have to neutralize yourself from grounding point. You have to neutralize yourself from the uh, grounding before touching these or handling these computers. Triboelectric series, it's nothing but basically when you do the friction or the friction happens because of the flow or the movement, the particles in the air, whether it is a water molecule, dust molecules, gas molecules, they get, electrons emit from them. And when the electron is emitted, that become an ion, positive ion, right? Secondly, the atom which receives this electron, it become a negative ion. So these are the tendency of the material to become positive charge and negative charge. They lose the electron and they gain the electron. So there is a cloud in the environment of these charges. Even on your body, on the clothes you are wearing, right? The charge will accumulate it, and it charge reaches to a dangerous level sometimes. I gave you a couple of examples, like you might have got a shock when you are opening your car. If you open your car, sometimes you get a shock. Sometimes you touch some person, you get a shock. Right. Sometimes when you are going into the malls and you are touching the trolleys for the groceries, you get a shock. Why? Because they are moving. Static charge is created on them, but this charge is never discharged because they are not grounded. Correct. So charge remain on them. So these are some examples. Right. Earlier days we used to do this, like we take a comb and then rub in our heads and stick the paper just to show the magic that how I am to showing you some magic. It's nothing but it's a static charge. Right? Comb or the scales. So these are the
Sir,
examples.
it has personally happened to me. I think I was new back in the day, and I was wearing my headset during a thunderstorm, which was quite stupid.
That
And there
is
was a there
Yes.
was a lightning strike, I think somewhere around the airport, and
Yeah,
it actually hit me, and I threw my headset out.
that's
Like
true.
it gave me a shock, and I just threw it away. So I
That's true.
personally experienced it.
Yeah, nice. Thank you for sharing. And we wish you have not had any serious injury.
No, no, no. Thankfully,
My
nothing.
my previous company, the same situation happened with the guy, and the lightning strike was on the airport itself, right?
Hmm.
And that guy was on the headset, and he was thrown out from the aircraft almost 4 or 5 meters.
Oh,
Yeah, and he was hospitalized. He was in ICU for 15 days, my friend.
oh.
Finally, he could survive. So lightning strike is next level.
Yeah.
ES, ESD, it's a one form of EMI basically, electromagnetic interference, but it's very, very serious.
Hmm.
Serious.
Following that, I never put the headset on during a thunderstorm. I would always
Yeah.
brief the crew that I will give hand signals for pushback and engine start.
Use hand signals, or if they have a mobile, then you can at least use mobile, but not the wired connection.
Hmm.
Wired connection, because the charge is coming on the fuselage and then it comes to your body.
Yes, sir.
That's true. There is a special procedures are also available in the AMM when how to handle the aircraft during the thunderstorm, right? And generally, airline or the airport authority give the guidelines when the thunderstorm is there. Okay, so these are the some things which to identify these electronic component whether they are sensitive or not. So the symbols will be available on them so that you can identify. Couple of uh, you know instructions are there how to handle these components. Like put yourself on the ground, use the wrist strap which have a resistance of almost 200,000 ohms of resistance so that it will protect yourself before you touch the connectors or the leads. Put the material in a special bags. You have a anti-static bags are available for the component, whether it is a serviceable, whether it is a not serviceable. So put those component in the anti-static bags so that it will save them. Don't think that the component is not serviceable, so I will not use those components in the anti-static bags. You must always use anti-static bags, whether the component is serviceable or not serviceable, right? Cover connectors with the caps. Whenever you are leaving the computer or any other things, cover those connectors with the caps. In addition, remove LRU can also be covered in the same conductive bags. You have to perform the testing of the components. Your body, first discharge your body electricity by touching the metallic aircraft structure or by using the wrist strap, wristbands. When connecting test equipment, first establish the ground connection. Do not use the low impedance multimeter or dielectric testers. Workstations, if you are working in the shops and other things, then you have a separate instructions for that purpose. Again, you have a mats, you have electrostatic discharge controlled area, workbench, workstations, wrist straps, proper grounding will be there. So it's a separate for the shops or the component removal installation areas. Anyway, so these are all things. This is nothing great about. This is a part of your MM task for testing the emergency light with the help of these switches. So this is emergency exit light. You can on, off, and put on. Generally, manually you put it on, so all the lights will come. If you want to put it on arm, then you have to cut off the whole aircraft power, right? And then it will come automatically. So that's testing is available, operational tests. If 6 plus 1 plus 2 is a fault, circuit breakers are shown to you on 49 VU and 121 VU. On PTP, it will show you the SIDS is degraded, caution light will come in this case. And you can go to the status page. You can see the status message also. SIDS is an operator. Anyway, that's not really that good. You can see from the PTP lot many things, which we have already seen in our presentation. Okay, now I will show you the new type of IFE system, just a prototype. Is it visible to you guys?
Yes.
Yes,
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 it's
sir.
okay. It's visible.
Okay. Now, all this IFE system which we have seen, it's, as I said, it's a kind of obsolete. They have a lot of disadvantages. Disadvantages of the weight, disadvantage of the power, right? Disadvantage of the cooling, disadvantage of the maintenance, and these companies have charged very heavily to the airline to provide the IFE services, as well as every time the content is revised, they will make a lot of money. So overall, it was a big loss to the airline, right? Because you are selling the seat on the same price. So now what is the new thing has come up, as we can create a local hotspot, a local Wi-Fi. If you can create a local Wi-Fi, then all these things is not required. So I'll show you one diagram here, very simple diagram to create IFE in your aircraft, which most of the airlines are using nowadays. That's why I told you, either they have changed or they are in the process of changing the old IFE system. So what is in this IFE system? In the current IFE system, are you getting the screen or I lost it?
Yeah, we are getting
We
the
can
screen.
see it.
you can
We
see
have
it.
the screen.
Okay. Maybe my view is disturbed. Right. Hold on. Right, we'll see that. No problem. So in the current IFE system, means the new latest IFE system, there is a one server unit, right? Which is a computer, and this computer is having a one memory card slot, hard disk drive, SSD or solid state removable drive unit, which contains the software for the operation as well as all your media, all your content, videos, movies, songs, TV serials, news, whatever you put, everything will come in this. There is a connection ports are available for downloading, loading, or maintenance purpose. So connection ports are available. That's it. This is the memory unit. You will have it. This is memory unit. You will have it. Okay. And this memory card, when I took this training in 2016, at that time it was a 800 GB. Right? At that time it is 800 GB. Now down the line, after 8 years, you can consider what's happening, man. Just a minute, guys. I'll come back again. Now it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay. So now the memory size you can consider in terabytes, right? In 2016, it was 800 GB. 800 GB size, you can understand what you can put inside it. You can put a hell lot of movies. You can put 3000 hours of audio, 3000 hours of audio you can put, right? As well as the operating software you can put in this. Just one drive. The beauty is, if you have seen the earlier days IFE, you have to keep the server in your office, or you have to download everything from the laptop to the server on board aircraft. So your downtime was 3 hours. But here there is no downtime. Just remove the memory card, go to the office, download everything, bring it back, insert, put on the power, start. You save a lot of time. You getting my point? So there is a lot of advantage having this kind of IFE. So this is a one removable SSD card which can contain everything. movies, etc. So this is on the avionics compartment. Then subsequently in the cabin, what you will have? Wireless access points. WAP, wireless access points you will have in the cabin. Now they will be in the multiple. It's a very small unit. Antennas are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 antennas are there. Right? And this is located behind the panels in the ceiling area. Right? This is located in the ceiling behind the panels. So, and this is the connection. Only single connection, coaxial cable or whatever the cable they are using it. This is the connection, which carries the power and signal, everything. Only one cable, right? Like this unit, you may have a multiple in your cabin, depending upon the cabin size. You can have 6, you can have 8, you can have 10, you can have 12. So you can get a better signal strength. As far as crew monitoring and crew operation control is there, they have only 2 things available for the cabin crew, and this is for the maintenance guys. So maintenance guys can also connect the server from the cabin. So this is the RJ45 connector is there, which is for the Ethernet connections. This is the power on off switch, guarded switch, and this is the fault light, just a fault light. So what the cabin crew do, they just put it on. If there is a fault, they will switch it off. So there is no hiccup, nothing else. Everything is automatic. This is in the forward section of the cabin crew station, just in front of the cabin supervisor. Right side on the L1 door. Contains the power switch, fault indicator, and the Ethernet connector. Fault lamp is an amber color, and the power lamp is in the green color. This is the smallest panel. Correct. Other things are not important. So this is how you can have IFE system in your aircraft. How many components? One server, cable, few web, wireless access point, and very small control panel. Nothing else is required. You are not providing any display devices. You have to use your mobile phone or iPad. Clear? So it is the simplest IFE system you can install in your aircraft. Simplest. And cabin crew can control it anytime as usual, based on the takeoff, landing scenarios, blah, blah, blah. Right, sir?